In the history of Formula One, when it comes to evil, deception, and controversy, one name tops the list, and it's none other than Flavio Briatore. With a trail of cheating, bribes, bans, and penalties in his wake, he created a reign of terror that would change the face of F1 forever. Even with his notorious reputation, it took nearly 2 decades for the authorities to catch up with him. From Renault's purposeful crashing scandal in 2008 to his infamous reputation for snatching young talents, this is the shocking story of a man who was the biggest fraud in motorsport history. Often dubbed puppet master and con man by critics, Briatore had a way of taking advantage of every Formula One loophole. However, before Flavio Briatore became a controversial figure in Formula One, his early life was marked by a series of seemingly unrelated ventures that would lay the groundwork for his ambitious rise to the top. Born in Verzuolo near Cuneo, Italy, Flavio's upbringing offered no hint of the motorsports legacy he would one day create. With parents who were both teachers, Flavio's initial career path took a different direction. Despite his not-so-good academic performance, he managed to earn a diploma in land surveying, a qualification he would never actually put to use. Instead, his early professional life saw him taking on various roles, from ski instructor to restaurant manager. It was in the world of restaurants that Briatore would first earn his Tribula nickname, referring to his relentless determination and willingness to overcome any obstacle in pursuit of his goals. In the 1970s, Flavio's entrepreneurial spirit emerged when he opened his first restaurant, Tribula. Although this initial business venture ended in failure and mounting debt, it did not dampen his resolve. Always seeking the next opportunity, Briatore transitioned to working in insurance, property, and the Italian stock exchange. It was during this time that he landed a job as an assistant to Italian businessman Attilio Dudo, owner of a prominent paint company. But this was no ordinary assistant job. Rumors spread that Dudo had connections to the Italian mafia, suggesting a darker side to Flavio's growing career. The dramatic events surrounding the life of Flavio Briatore took a dark turn with the assassination of his employer, Attilio Dudo, in a car bomb attack on March 21, 1979. While the perpetrator remained a mystery, the brutality of the execution hinted at the involvement of the notorious Italian mafia. The rumors surrounding Dudo's underworld connections left little doubt that Flavio was operating in dangerous circles. Undeterred by the shadowy world he found himself in, Briatore's hunger for fame and fortune only intensified. A man of relentless ambition, he refused to let anything or anyone stand in his way. As he set his sights on greater things, he made a crucial move to Milan in the 1970s, where he was introduced to Luciano Benetton, founder of the Benetton clothing empire. Little did they know that this fateful meeting would change the course of both their lives. As Briatore's star began to rise, his past caught up with him. With the fallout from Dudo's bankruptcy and the murky business dealings that ensued, Flavio found himself slapped with not 1, but 2 prison sentences for fraud. In fact, his bold plans even included using fake playing cards in rigged casino games, showing that no scam was too outrageous in his quest for wealth and power. With the threat of prison looming, Flavio launched a desperate appeal to reduce his sentence. Despite managing to shorten it to 14 months, the tenacious Italian had no intention of spending a single day behind bars. In a brazen escape, he fled to the Virgin Islands, evading authorities and living as a fugitive from justice. Far from the grasp of extradition, Briatore's passion for networking soon proved valuable as he forged a powerful alliance with Luciano Benetton, the founder of the Benetton fashion brand. Tasked with expanding Benetton's empire across the United States, Briatore's charismatic leadership and flair for marketing propelled the brand to new heights. Under his watch, the fashion empire exploded in popularity, with an astonishing 800 stores springing up across the U.S. Briatore's aggressive marketing tactics, while often controversial, became the talk of the town, proving that there is indeed no such thing as bad publicity. With a genius deal in place that granted him a cut from the franchising fees of each store he opened, Briatore's newfound wealth was nothing short of enormous. Yet even as he basked in the glow of his success, his ambitions remained unquenchable. His uncanny ability to walk the fine line between controversy and triumph was about to propel him even further into the limelight. As fate would have it, both of Briatore's convictions were eventually dropped through an unexpected amnesty. Seizing the opportunity, he returned to Europe, where a new chapter awaited. Flavio would enter the world of Formula One and leave a lasting mark on the sport. His introduction to Formula One at the 1988 Australian Grand Prix sparked a new obsession. The dollar signs were flashing, and Flavio saw an opportunity to dominate a new arena. Benetton's venture into F1 began in 1983 as a sponsor, but they soon set their sights on owning a team. They took over the struggling Toleman outfit in 1985, a move that raised eyebrows. The Toleman team previously had disappointing performance, with only 2 finishes out of 20 starts, making them the laughingstock of the paddock. But Flavio saw potential. He joined Benetton's F1 team as commercial director in 1989, and his first move was to fire the entire management team. Then, he promoted himself to managing director. The F1 establishment was baffled by this brash fashion industry outsider. Flavio's approach was unorthodox, to say the least. He claimed to manage the team like any other company, devoid of emotion. But his inexperience and lack of passion for the sport raised questions. Bernie Ecclestone, the F1 Supremo, reportedly asked, "Who is this guy?" Little did they know, Flavio's arrival would mark the beginning of a tumultuous era in F1. As Flavio Briatore tightened his grip on the Benetton Formula One team, his ruthless tactics and relentless pursuit of success became the stuff of legends. In a controversial power play, Briatore poached the talented Michael Schumacher from the Jordan team. Schumacher's move to Benetton ignited a fiery legal battle, with Jordan protesting the signing in British courts. However, in a surprising turn of events, the ruling came down in Briatore's favor, solidifying his reputation as a cunning mastermind in the world of F1. With Schumacher now under his wing, Briatore's influence over the young driver's career became evident. The German prodigy wasted no time making his mark, claiming his first victory at the 1992 Belgian Grand Prix precisely a year after his F1 debut. This was soon followed by another triumph in Portugal, signaling a new era of dominance for the Benetton team. As the once struggling team rose to prominence, it was Flavio Briatore who basked in the glow of praise and admiration. During the 1994 Formula One season, the Benetton team found themselves under a dark cloud of allegations and scandals that would haunt them for years to come. Benetton was suspected of using illegal traction control software during races. Traction control was banned by the FIA because it gave drivers a significant advantage on the track by allowing them to push their cars to the limit without losing control. The absence of traction control meant drivers had to rely on their skill and finesse to navigate the treacherous circuits, a challenge that only the most talented could overcome. Despite mounting suspicions from rival teams and drivers, Flavio Briatore and Benetton vehemently denied any wrongdoing. However, a standout performance by Michael Schumacher at the French Grand Prix caught the attention of the FIA, prompting an investigation into the team's practices. With a straight face, Flavio admitted to having traction control software but convinced the FIA that it was dormant and it wasn't used during the race. Shockingly, the FIA accepted his defense without any penalties or consequences. Flavio had pulled off the impossible, escaping punishment once again. He believed that without proof, there could be no repercussions. The next incident between the FIA and Flavio was during the British Grand Prix, where Michael Schumacher incurred a 5-second stop-and-go penalty for overtaking on the formation lap. But Flavio's cunning was on full display as he convinced the stewards to withdraw the black flag, allowing Schumacher to continue racing. It was a masterclass in manipulation, with Flavio emerging victorious once again. But the controversy didn't end there. At the German Grand Prix, a fuel spill during a pit stop raised eyebrows. The FIA investigated, discovering that Benetton's fuel valve lacked a filter, allowing for a 12.5% faster fuel flow than permitted. Flavio was summoned to the principal's office, but he talked his way out of trouble, blaming the equipment supplier and claiming innocence. It was a staggering display of audacity, with Flavio rewriting the rulebook to suit his needs. The controversies surrounding Flavio and Benetton continued to mount, and Schumacher's disqualification at Spa for a worn-out plank raised suspicions of deliberate tampering. 2 weeks later, allegations of launch control usage surfaced, and the team was forced to hand over their source code. The FIA discovered hidden functionality in the software, but Flavio conjured up another excuse, claiming it was never used. The FIA, seemingly powerless against Flavio's charm, fined Benetton $100,000 for non-cooperation, but failed to impose significant penalties. Flavio's winning streak continued, with Benetton securing their first drivers' championship with Schumacher. They repeated the feat the following year, adding the constructors' title to their tally. However, Flavio's luck began to wane when Schumacher left for Ferrari. Benetton's fortunes declined, and Flavio found himself at the helm of Renault in 2000. Flavio later discovered a young Fernando Alonso and masterminded another championship-winning campaign. But Flavio's true genius lay in exploiting the rules. He developed a weighted front nose cone, which provided extra grip during braking. In a stunning display of audacity, Flavio presented his design to the FIA, who initially approved it. However, when they later banned the concept, Flavio had already reaped the benefits. He had outsmarted the FIA once again, cementing his reputation as the biggest fraud in motorsport. The 2008 season was nearing its end, and Flavio's desperation for a win was noticeable. His team, Renault, had only managed a single podium finish, and he knew he had to think outside the rules. The Singapore Grand Prix, Formula One's first-ever night race, presented the perfect opportunity for Flavio to create his most brazen stunt yet. As the race began, Alonso's alternative strategy and Piquet's convenient crash on lap 15 seemed like mere coincidences. But the truth later revealed by Piquet himself would shake the very foundations of Formula One. Flavio had ordered Piquet to deliberately crash, allowing Alonso to win the race. The sheer audacity of the plan was matched only by Flavio's ability to convince Piquet to carry it out. Piquet's allegations sparked an FIA investigation, and Renault's denials only added fuel to the fire. But when Piquet revealed the shocking details, including practicing the exact crash before the race, the FIA had no choice but to act. They were fed up with Flavio's dishonesty and handed him a lifetime ban from Formula One. The scandal would go down in history as one of the darkest moments in the sport. Flavio's reputation as the biggest fraud in motorsport was cemented, and his legacy would forever be tainted by the Singapore Grand Prix scandal. The score was Flavio 0 and the FIA 1. Finally, the FIA had caught up with the master manipulator. However, in a surprising turn of events, the lifetime ban imposed on Flavio Briatore by the FIA was overturned in 2013, allowing the controversial figure to make a triumphant return to the world of Formula One. Many wondered if this marked a new chapter in Briatore's career, one that would see him leave behind his notorious past and embrace a more ethical approach to the sport he loved. Fast forward to the present day, and we see that Renault's Formula One team, now rebranded as Alpine, has welcomed Briatore back into the fold. The team has given him a role focused on high-level strategic matters, which includes scouting top talents and assessing the current structure of the project. But the question remains, can Flavio Briatore truly turn over a new leaf, or will his old fraudulent ways continue to haunt him? Well, only time will tell.